You're going on a journey through memory. Your destination, a place and time you've been before. To reach it, all you have to do is follow my voice.
We experience time as this chronology, as this thread that moves from point to point and never goes back. But at the same time, we are time travelers in our own minds. Nostalgia and memory, those are vehicles for revisiting the past.
Memory is an incredible thing that humans have. It can be really positive and beautiful, a way to hold on to cherished moments or haunt us. Some memories plague us. If we don't deal with them, can define the rest of our lives.
The story itself is really something that we all can connect to. This want to connect to our past, to reminisce, really.
Don't worry, my flower. I love you.
Life is so full of so many emotions, and I like to think that the parts of our lives that glimmer and stand out, those parts that affected us, if we could, we would revisit. And it made me think, what if the brain could be like a hard drive that stores so much more information than we readily access? And that memories are more fully rendered in there than we think. We just don't have a tool for recalling them. So the conceit of the film involves a world in which people, through the use of these machines, can actually retrieve a full memory and transport you back to that moment.
My character, Watts, and Hugh Jackman's character, Bannister, we run a business where we can create people's memories in such a way that they can actually have a physical experience in a previous moment in time.
The Reminiscence machine in the very first scene of the film has Hank, who's a veteran who's lost his legs in the war, comes back once a week to run around with his dog at his father's house from 13 years ago.
Come on, Angie.
That's simple, powerful, beautiful memory.
How Bannister's business works is they allow a person to come in and be hooked up with some electrodes, if you will, and then lay back into an isolation tank. And they get into a super calm state. They almost fall asleep. Then their memories play out and can be seen in this machine that Hugh can actually walk around and see their memories being played out exactly as they would have lived them originally.
Last night, the sun is setting. You're beginning your day.
Bannister prompts the clients and lulls them to think about an event of their past. And when he finds it in their brains, the machine allows them to release the full color of their memories. So it's not just like they're remembering it, it's like they're really there. The sensations, the smells, the feelings, all come alive again, and that is the moment they're living in.
As the person who's controlling the memory, or controlling the journey to the memory, and when to come out of it, my character is constantly sort of walking around the hologors.
So, in order to do that, the filmmakers wanted us to literally have something physical, like a hologram that we could walk around, which we've all been trying to crack the hologram technology forever. So, about the best we've been able to do, aside from virtual reality, of course, is to be able to come up with this fine screen mesh that we can project an image onto in such a way that the actor can literally interact with it and see that person and walk around it.
This material that we put up is called hollow gauze. It's basically a netting that allows us to project on for our actors to really interact with. So as Rebecca Ferguson is singing her moment, Hugh can kind of walk around and study her, see her from all these different angles, and actually have eye line with her, which is amazing. Now, it just looks like a projection on the screen to the naked eye, but the magic really happens when you look at it through the camera, which becomes a virtual lens. And that's all of these mocap cameras that we have up around here are what allow us to turn our regular cameras into a virtual camera, just like a virtual headset. So wherever you see, it's actually placing that into the scene in such a way that it doesn't have any distortion.
All these images are being shot from different cameras, and they come together and it's perfectly locked off, and it has to be in exact right position for it to look like a hologram. Otherwise, all of a sudden it morphs and it looks like what it is, an image on a screen.
we dimensionalize via different camera angles, where we shoot the original scene and then project it here from that angle and capture it again on camera. There's a lot of math that's been happening on this shoot. We all walk around with rulers and doing angles, and we talk about, you know, the eye lines and how to make sure everybody is scaled correctly. So there's been a lot of preparatory work that's gone in.
My character moves around, so as it moves, the entire image and all those cameras have to move in sync with me. And so we spent quite a lot of time choreographing it, rehearsing it. So I could say, this is where I think I'm going to walk, and we'd rehearse it so that then they could plan the cameras after that.
One of the galling things about being married to someone who is talented at literally everything is to watch Lisa delight in all of the different aspects of the film. And music, I knew from the beginning she would be as swept up and involved in what the film sounded like every bit as much as what it looked like. And the extraordinary privilege of being able to work with someone as talented as Ramin, knowing that Lisa's vision would be wrapped up in, supported by his incredibly lush and sophisticated musicality.
You're going on a journey. Your destination, the place and time you've been before.
The core of the movie is about memories and thinking back to the past and hanging on to the past. So we really wanted to make it timeless for all these characters of the mysteries and the memories they have from the past. And therefore the guitar and the piano felt appropriate. So we did not want to use certain instruments that kind of take it away from the known factor. With the score, we always had these build-ups to when they go back into their memories, and so in a way it kind of enhances that emotion, and that's when you put music with that, again, it makes that also much stronger, I think. And you see it with, especially with Bannister, where he just constantly wanted to go back, and it becomes an addiction. And so I wanted to make sure that with the music, that emotion just gets enhanced so much more.
We have this one last chance. Yes, May, I'm here. I'm right here.
I think that the common thread amongst all people is we have, if we're lucky, a couple magical moments in life. And when they strike us, if we're very lucky, we appreciate them for what they are. Some of the most incredible moments of our lives are locked in our heads. They're the stories that we revisit again and again that made our life worth living. And sometimes those stories aren't shared by anyone else.
The movie, I think, what it does so beautifully, the way I feel, the story is talking about memory in that way. At which point does memory become something that keeps us stuck and is destructive? So every character in this movie, in particular my character, has a choice to make of whether they move forward and look forward, or whether they live in the past, but at the same time, open our hearts to what's happening in our own lives.